Some stories just feel old, like they've been waiting around in the dark corners of the world forever, just coiled up and waiting. Today, we're going to crack open the door to one of those tales. This is the chilling story known as the Resonance of Blackwood.
And like any good scary story, this one kicks off with a warning. You know the type. The kind of advice given to a guy who thinks he's too smart for all that folklore nonsense. A man of facts and reason. So what is this reputation all about? What's so bad about Blackwood Manor that people are literally running for the hills? Well, we're about to find out what happens when our protagonist decides to just ignore that very first, very crucial warning.
All right, so let's meet our guy, Elias Thorne. He's an archivist, a book guy, loves quiet spaces. He lands this gig that sounds almost too good to be true, cataloging a priceless library out at the isolated Blackwood Manor. The pay is absolutely fantastic, but of course, there's a catch. And that catch is the house itself. And right away, we get this chilling line from the caretaker, Mrs. Gables. This isn't just some vague local gossip. No, this is a direct, terrifying confession. She's telling him straight up, she's not there by choice. The house won't let her leave. She's not an employee, she's a prisoner. And just like that, the stakes get way, way higher.
So you can see the massive gap between what Elias thought he was signing up for and what he actually walked into. He figured, hey, great pay, quiet job, who cares about some old ghost stories? But the reality? A terrified caretaker who's basically a hostage, that creepy feeling that you're always being watched, and a house that doesn't even feel like a building. It feels alive, almost like some kind of giant, sick fungus growing on the landscape. But Elias, he's a rational man, right? So he does what he does best. He presses on and dives into his work. He figures, okay, the library, that's my safe space. Books, order, things that make sense. But yeah, that's not what happens. It's right there, in that quiet library, that the fundamental rules of the world start to get weird.
The horror here doesn't start with something jumping out at him. It's much creepier. It's this slow, creeping feeling that things are just wrong. He's a detail-oriented guy, so he starts noticing impossible things. The proportions of the room are off. The corners seem to change angles when he's not looking right at them. It's the kind of stuff that would make you question your own sanity.
So what do you do when you think you're going crazy? You try to ground yourself in facts. You find something you can measure. He decides to do a simple count. On Tuesday, he goes through the second floor and counts every single shelf. He gets 40. Okay, solid number. 40 shelves, done. Then just 2 days go by. It's Thursday. He does the count again just to be sure, and this time, 42. 42. 2 entire massive bookshelves have just appeared, out of thin air. Think about that. The one thing he could trust, his own careful counting, is now totally useless. The house isn't just creepy, it's physically changing around him.
Okay, so at this point, he's desperate for some kind of explanation. He starts digging into the most personal records he can find, the journals of the guy who used to own the place, Silas Blackwood. And what he finds? It's not the diary of some rich book lover. Oh no. It's the journal of a man obsessed with a theory that is absolutely terrifying.
It turns out Silas wasn't just collecting books. He was looking for something he called the resonance. He believed there was this ancient primal sound, like a frequency from before the Big Bang, that literally holds reality together. He thought of it like the universe's source code, and if he could just find it and replicate it, he could basically rewrite everything.
And this is where you see just how wrong his experiments went. This entry from his journal is so chilling. He's hearing his grandfather's voice, a man who's been dead for 40 years. As Silas got closer to finding this resonance, the house itself started to absorb the frequencies, and reality began to glitch. The dead could now cross over, and they were trying to warn him to stop.
Okay, so this is where things take a really dark turn. The house isn't just playing weird tricks anymore. It feels awake now. It knows Elias is there, and it knows he's been reading those journals. It's not passive anymore. It has become an active predator, and he is the prey.
So check this out. One night, he's just walking to the kitchen, and bam, the house traps him. The hallway in front of him just stretches out forever into darkness. Then he hears it, that sound of something wet and heavy dragging itself towards him.
He spins around to run back, but the doorway is gone. It's just a solid stone wall. He is completely, totally trapped.
And then comes the real mindbender. A voice calls out from that endless dark hallway, repeating the very first warning he ever got. But the scariest part? It's his own voice. But it's all wrong, flat, robotic, like a recording. That's the moment he realizes the house isn't just a physical trap. It's intelligent, it's learning, and it's using his own memories to mock him.
He's in a total panic now, obviously. He sees one unlocked door in this impossible hallway, throws himself through it, and stumbles into a room he was clearly never supposed to find. It's Silas Blackwood's secret soundproof study, and right there, in the middle of the room, is the final, most dangerous piece of the puzzle.
There's this antique phonograph, and on it, a single wax cylinder, made of some kind of black, obsidian-like material. The case it's in has this frantic warning scrawled on it, and it looks like it was written in dried blood. This is it, the culmination of Silas's research, the primal chord.
And what does he do? Come on, you know what he does. He plays it. And the thing that comes out, it's not really a sound. It's more like a key turning in a lock that was never meant to be opened. The whole room just goes haywire. The geometry inverts, the walls start to bleed black fluid, and these shadow things with way too many joints begin to flicker into existence. He didn't just play a record, he opened a door to somewhere else. Somehow he survives this initial blast, but the manor is completely transformed. It's now a wet, dripping stone catacomb. He discovers a trail of blood leading to the one place he was forbidden to go, the basement. So the big question is, what's down there? What is the real engine driving this whole nightmare?
And the basement is not a basement. It opens up into this huge subterranean cavern, built with impossible, maddening geometry that makes your brain hurt just looking at it. And right at its center, pulsing like a diseased heart, is the source, a shimmering, violent rip in the very fabric of reality, humming with that awful, bone-deep resonant frequency.
This is where he sees the manor's true purpose. He sees poor Mrs. Gables, trapped in the rift's energy field, being slowly, eternally torn apart at the atomic level. He sees a pool filled not with water, but with the bones of countless prior victims. And he sees those shadow entities from the study pulling themselves fully into our world.
For Elias, it's over. There is no escape. The sound just overwhelms him, stripping away his thoughts, his memories, his very identity. He doesn't die. No, his fate is far worse. He is tuned to the frequency of the rift, and his screams just join the eternal, horrifying symphony of the house.
This whole story leaves us with one pretty unsettling question, doesn't it? The thing that doomed Elias was his own curiosity, his need to know, to categorize the unknown. But really, is that so different from any of us? It forces us to wonder, if you were faced with the ultimate secret, would you be able to walk away? Or would you too lean in closer to listen?